Sorry, I just made Danielle crack up, so.
She did. And you know what? Sorry. Yes, I'm sorry. Thank you for joining in. We're going to wait a little bit for people to come in if they will. If you were watching this after the fact, that's still fine. You can still post your questions. We will, see your questions and eventually get to them and maybe address them on the Black Families Travel page.
Yes.
Yeah. So wanted to thank you guys for joining us. I am Danielle Payton. I'm the one you're hearing all the stuff from a lot of the times, and I seem to always be running at the mouth, but I always want to hear what you guys have to say, and I want to hear more about what you're interested in hearing so that we can always give people the opportunity to participate in this page. It is a page for travel. It is a page for people to share what they know.
Yes.
Hey, Maurice, I see you. Travel is something that everybody can do, and it's something that everybody can learn from. So it's our goal to share our knowledge with you and to also give people the opportunity to ask their questions, participate, share their knowledge. This is a place where we can get some cohesiveness to help one another.
Right. So I'm Angela Thornton, and I've been loving travel all my life. I think travel is a great way to learn about the world, learn about other cultures. You know, you can read about stuff and see stuff on TV, but you don't experience it until you actually go to that place and get, immersed into the culture and the scenery and everything and meet the people. And I love people. So yeah, travel is a great way to meet new people and have great experiences. And it's very educational for your kids. So that's my motivation for travel. So yeah, like Danielle said, this page is to really share with people, give people some tips and ideas, and how to, a lot of people think travel's not is out of their reach,
Yes.
because they think they can't afford it.
And nothing could be further from the truth.
Exactly. There's plenty of ways to make it affordable, and so we're gonna share some stuff with you about that. So what should we talk about first?
Well, first, let's first of all ask each of you who are watching and whoever joins in, please share this video with others. This is something that we don't necessarily want to hold to ourselves. This is something we can share with everybody else. So please share our video and join our page if you haven't done so already for Black Families Travel, just so that we can, again, share the knowledge. But one thing I think we should chat about is why travel is so important.
Right.
Oh my gosh. I think, Angie, you really touched on something really important when you said travel is attainable. I think we look back on our travel experiences. I know for myself, when I look back at travel experiences for myself when I was a kid, vacation was going to grandma's for Christmas.
Right.
Or for, the summer doing a family reunion, which, hey, I still go to those. Yeah. I still do those sorts of things. But I'll also say, hi, Tanya. I also say that it's important to think outside of the box about what travel can be.
Right.
I had somebody pull me aside. It was a lady who was actually from outside of the country, told us, my husband and I, that instead of buying material things like the latest Xbox or new pair of the latest shoes, why not take your kids out on a vacation or take them to an experience? And so one thing we did was, okay, our kids at the time, my husband and I, our kids were like small. They were, I think the oldest was 7.
Right.
They were little. 7 and my youngest was 3. And we said, well, I don't know if I really want to take them on something big and expensive. They're small. Hey, Chip. I just want to see if maybe this is a good idea. So we chose to do it for Christmas. And we still were in the thinking that we needed to give them some sort of little gift. So we got them like pajamas, I don't know, something. And then we took the kids to the mountains and rented a cabin, and we stayed there for like 4 days, and it was decorated for Christmas, and there was a fireplace, and we went hiking in the snow. Can I just say, hey cousin, hey Cheryl, thanks for joining us. Can I just say it was the best?
Right.
That was the best Christmas we had up to that point. And from then, my husband and I, we were sold when we asked them, I think about 6 months later, okay, so just to test the theory that travel experiences were more important than maybe material, we asked our kids, okay, do you guys remember Christmas? Do you remember what you got? And they gave us the face like, they didn't know. But we asked them, what did you do? Oh, yes. We roasted marshmallows and we went hiking and we saw a deer. Do you remember that? Yeah. And we did this. All of those things started coming up and the kids' like faces lit up. It completely changed the way we thought about educating our kids. So yes, what we talk about in these videos is about travel.
Right.
Not just about how to do it, but why to do it, where to do it. And it doesn't have to be something great big. This trip that I'm talking about with you, this was just 3 hours away from where we lived.
Right. Very affordable.
Very affordable. It was, and I used VRBO, you know, the vacation rent by owner, and we got a nice little cabin in the wood. Girl, that cabin, it was nice.
Wow.
And it was very affordable. I think it cost us like $300 for the 4 nights, which was ridiculous. But it was beautiful. It was beautiful. Yeah. I'm sorry, I can't tell you which cabin, y'all, because I'm taking that every Christmas from now, and I want it. But it was great.
Yeah.
It was absolutely amazing.
Yeah.
And so because of that change in the way our kids appreciated things and how they address life now, they've completely changed their minds about why travel is important.
Right, exactly. So, I mean, my son, his first trip was when he was about 8 months old.
Oh,
when
wow.
we went back. I'm originally from St. Thomas, U.S. Virgin Islands. So we went back to see Grandpa and to see, you know, family down there.
That's so nice. I don't know why you were
here. Yeah. It is beautiful. But I remember one trip, we went back and... you know, we went to Trunk Bay, which is on St. John, and the water is so clear. I mean, you know, very high visibility. And he gets in the water and he says, "Mommy, this isn't the ocean. This is a pool." I said, "No, baby, this is the ocean. This is true. This is the real ocean. This is what, you know, tropical waters look like." So just broadening their horizons and exposing them to things. And then I had the opportunity to take him to Mexico on a group trip once, and that was pretty affordable because of the organization that I was going, you know, on the trip with. And
did you felt safe in number?
I felt totally safe. Yes, we actually went on an excursion to the Mayan ruins.
Oh, nice.
And talk about educational, seeing the pyramids, hearing about the culture. I mean, just seeing the people. We went to some place where they have these underground caves that are filled with pools.
Cenote.
Yes, cenote. I couldn't remember the name.
Yeah.
So we went to one of those. I mean, he could not stop talking about that trip for months.
And how old is he now?
He's 15 now.
And he still remembers it, yeah?
Still remembers that, yeah.
Which is the point I need to make. A lot of people say, "Oh, don't take your kids."
Yes.
Because they're too young.
No, take them.
Take them. Go on and take them. They'll remember.
They will remember. They will remember. Some people, I can understand if they're real like toddlers, you know, but I think it's still important at every stage. But definitely once they're old enough to really have those memories when they become adults, you know, it's very important to take them, even if it's just within the United States, taking them to, the African American Museum or,
True.
in DC. I mean, that's just a couple of 4-hour drive up the road from here, from North Carolina. The tickets are free, and you can sometimes get in same day if you go early enough.
Yeah.
And, just, taking drives around to different, if you're African American, for different African American cultural places throughout.
True.
Colleges, and look at all the colleges and universities we have here in North Carolina.
That's so true.
You have a teen who's going to be going off to college soon. I mean, you can take them on a college tour, as a part of your family trip, as opposed to, them just going off on a bus trip with the kids from school. I think it's great for you to do it as a family trip, and then, go to other places along the way. So,
Rob, yes, it's the view.
Yes, this is the view. This is the travel view, Rob.
Yes, it's the travel view.
Thanks for watching.
Thanks for watching.
Tuning in.
Hello, Crystal. Y'all, please don't forget to share. We are doing our conversation. We're debuting our Facebook Lives where we talk about travel. We are definitely going to do this, hopefully very often.
Yes.
Thinking about weekly. We just have a conversation on topics that are interesting to you, and we can share our knowledge. You can ask questions.
Right.
We're right here. You get free travel advice. Free travel advice.
Absolutely.
And you can't go wrong with free. Free is always good. So,
so what should we
ask your
talk about?
questions.
So you touched on safety, and that's something a lot of people are concerned about.
Oh my gosh, yes. Yes.
Especially
I do
with
hear a
some
lot
of the
that.
stories you hear. But one thing I have to say, usually what you hear in the media, and that's with everything, it's blown way out of proportion. If you're ever concerned about going someplace, call the resort before you go, or call the hotel, or call the local tourist bureau in that city, and ask them, because they won't lie to you. I mean, they have to be honest.
They have to be honest. They want their money, and they want repeat business.
Right.
So let me be honest. It's important to, yes, pay attention to the news, things that are going on in the area. Going outside of a hotel here in the United States, you're an American for the most part. Most of our viewers are Americans.
Yes.
You know the areas. But when you're outside of the country and you don't know the culture, pay attention to the people who are living there, the people at the resorts. They'll tell you what you should not do, cannot do. And there's nothing wrong with listening to your travel agent. They give you good advice too. I see you, Crystal. You want to go to Paris. Paris is wonderful.
Yes.
I've been several times. I think you'd like it.
That's on my bucket list too, Crystal. And I told Danielle I'm only going with her because she speaks French fluently. So I got to go with her.
Oui, je parle français. Yes, I'm francophone. But going off with that safety, when you were talking about talk to the resorts, call them, and I was mentioning your travel agent knows the areas too. Think about going with a group. The first time you visit areas. A lot of times that can be a good idea, because when you travel in groups that a travel agent has put together, they have close communication and close relationship with both the resorts, with the travel guides, with the transportation, those sorts of things. They are dealing with accredited, safe businesses that are going to definitely take good care of you. So
right.
I know when I lead, in 2019, June of 2019, I'll be taking a group of people to Paris. And
yes, I'm trying to be one of those people.
Yeah. Paris, Rome. Where are we going? Paris, Rome, Capri. Florence, which is, they have beautiful perfume and leather. So if you're like me and you like bags, it's the best place. And tile. And I'm taking a group of people, and the majority of the people who are going, they're not people who have gone to Paris before or gone to Europe before. Yes, in June 2019. June 2019.
Yes.
I'm taking a group to Europe, and we'll be gone for
It's about
the
12 days.
12 days. I had to count. Sorry.
I think it's 6:20 to 7/1.
Yes. Yes. 6:20 to 7/1. 2019 is when we'll be gone. So you'll be back in time for Independence Day. And it's, when I lead groups, I take people to places that I've been, so I can feel comfortable taking them, especially when the language is not primarily English. So I have to make sure I can speak for you,
right?
So you don't have to worry. And this will be my 8th time.
You know, like the back of your hand right now.
8th time going.
But now, when I went to Dubai about 3 years ago, I guess it's going on 3 years now, I went with my sister-in-law who, she had done international travel. So, she had a lot of stuff to tell me, one thing was always keep your passport with you, no matter where you're going, because you just never know. If something were to happen and you needed to quickly get to the airport or something, just, anything could happen. We've seen some, it's very rare, but we've seen things happen, in different countries, like, well, we don't want to think about the bad things, but if it were to happen, or if it could be something weather related, you need to be prepared to get out quickly. So always keep your passport with you, on you, in a safe place. Not, keep an eye, ladies, with your pocketbooks. Don't have a big, bag that's just open and somebody can easily put their hand in, or, grab, maybe even have like some sort of way to have it on your personal body rather than in a handbag. But it's always a good idea to have your passport with you at all times. And like she was saying, like Danielle was saying, travel in groups. When I was in Dubai, for the most part, I wasn't off by myself. I made sure I knew where my group was. I know one time we went to the market, and I kind of was going off a little bit by myself in terms of looking at the different shops, but I never got that far away from where the group was. I always knew where the tour guide was, and where other people, I made sure I knew the people that were on the bus with me. I knew my group. Yeah. And it was like a large group of us that traveled together on that trip, but don't go off the beaten path. I mean, if you don't know the area, don't just go off going to places you don't know. And be respectful of the culture. Yes, be respectful of the culture. That's a very good point.
Talk about your experience there with your some of your travel mates.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. So you're talking about when we had the club? We were in the club. We were doing the Soul Train line, and we were having a good time. But culturally, there's certain rules in Dubai. I mean, it's a Muslim country. You have to respect that. Men are not allowed to touch women in public. You can't hold hands, can't kiss each other, and all that. But we had a Soul Train line, and I mean, Soul Train line in a Muslim country. In a Muslim country, I mean, it was hip hop night. It was Wednesday night, and so we were in there. Music was great, and it's kind of weird. It's confusing if you don't know, because I mean, they had dancers there, and they had this one young lady who was, to me, kind of scantily dressed for a Muslim. One, not necessarily that she was Muslim, but she was hired staff to dance and get the party kind of going. Yeah. But you as a guest are not allowed to be in that manner. And so one of the young ladies in our group, she went down the Soul Train line, and she dropped it like it was hot. She was doing some moves that were not acceptable, and the bouncer immediately came over there and said, "Oh no, break it up right now." And these young ladies got angry because he broke it up. And
sorry,
did you end the video? Okay, good. No. So me and my sister-in-law were like, "Hey, let's just go. This is getting out of hand." They're complaining, and I was like, telling them, we were trying to tell them, and other people were trying to talk to them and say, "Hey, look, you're not at home. You don't want to get arrested and go to jail here. You just don't want to do that. You're in the Middle East. Yeah. It's different. So be mindful of the culture. Do your research before you go, and understand, what the rules are. I mean, you know, if you're not supposed to wear shorts in the mall, which you're not, they will come up in Dubai. They will come up and tell you and ask you to leave immediately. They have wardrobe police. I mean, the security is looking for people who, if you are not dressed appropriately, you have, as a woman, you have to leave. Wow. And so, you know, I wore jeans in a short sleeve. You can wear short sleeves, but you cannot wear sleeveless.
Okay, I mean, so tank tops were no-nos.
Tank tops are no-nos.
What about having your head uncovered?
And short skirts are no-nos. You can't show your knees. Yes, you can, as if you're not Muslim, you can have your head uncovered. Unless you're going to the mosque. When we went to tour the mosque, every woman had to cover their head. But other than that, you didn't have to.
Yeah. And you know what? I have talked to people about visiting Dubai, and they were like, oh, well, if I go to a mosque, I'm not covering my head. And I'm like, you know what?
You got to.
You gotta. You're in another country. Gone and
if you don't want to, then don't go to the mosque.
If you don't want to do it,
it's an optional excursion. If you don't want to do it, then stay away. But when you go, you will not be able to set foot in there. There was one girl that was with us, and she wore a long dress, but it wasn't long enough. I mean, it didn't go all the way down to her ankles.
Okay, so it needs to go all the way down. Okay,
either pants or a long skirt that goes all the way down to your feet. And they actually have their little, like these little robes that have hoods that you can actually buy, and there's a fee involved with it. But
you buy it there?
You can buy it there. If you're not appropriately dressed, you can put that on, and then you can go in. Oh. But yeah, they pulled her out and said, you know, you're not appropriately.
Okay, well then there you go.
Yeah, so
I guess you got to do it then. Yeah. Well, you know what? I did want to talk a little bit about two more things, and then I think I should probably hush because I know I talk forever.
No.
I can talk all day about travel. I also wanted to bring up a bit of conversation about single parents. You know, I think when we think about Black families traveling, hey Kim, hey Carla, when we talk about travel and Black families traveling, we don't want to forget single parents.
I'm gonna check on the
yes,
Danielle made this great sweet potato bread that's baking in the oven. I wish you could smell. I wish you had smell-o-vision.
Oh goodness, but I don't think we need to forget about single parents. You know, single parents, they have different challenges about travel than, say, a full family with a two-parent family home. Hey, Kelly. But it's important to remember that travel agents, if you talk to them about that sort of thing, they can help you. Or even on this group, you know, we've had a couple of people talk about, hey, I, you know, would like to know where a safe place to be. It would be me and my kids, indicating that they were a single parent. You know, share what you know if you've done this yourself. And we also know that myself, I'm married, I have kids, and my husband usually helps out that way. But Angie is right on the money, single mom, and she understands very well the challenges and the special travel issues you may want to discuss.
Right, yeah. Well, when he was little, it was a lot more challenging to entertain kids, especially on flights and that sort of thing. But, you know, just being prepared. Baby wipes were my friend. I kept them everywhere. You can't have too many wipes.
Oh my God.
I mean, just for spills and, you know, messes and stuff and sticky fingers. And games, lots of games, and electronics, you know, if you're approve of that for your kids. Now that he's a teenager, it's much easier. He's always on his phone now. He's 15, so as long as the biggest challenge is making sure he has his phone is charged and there's internet connection. I mean, as long as we can have those two things. But, you know, on long flights, you know, there is in-flight internet, but if it's not working for whatever reason, you know, making sure that they have other things to do, like read a book, you know, magazines, whatever, to get them through. But yeah, that's the biggest thing.
It's a big thing.
It is a big thing.
I mean, in fact, we had just one of our members, Tiffany Green, I believe your name was, and I wanted to personally say thank you. That was an excellent video.
That was.
Talking about tips with toddlers.
She has some great ideas. I'm like, I wish I knew that back when my son was a toddler.
Exactly, especially the little pouch with the letters.
Yeah.
And
the genius.
That was
so if
genius.
you haven't seen that and you have kids, go back and look at her video. She gave some great tips.
She did. She gave some great tips. So I also wanted to make a quick little shout out to, oh my goodness, our persons who have been sharing videos about their experiences abroad. We have a couple of families who have been doing that. They talk about their personal experiences. And I like that they're doing it not as simply millennials. They're doing it as a family. And, you know, I think a lot of times when I talk to people about traveling as a family, it seems like, oh my God, it's just too impossible. I've got little kids. I've got to take 50 billion things with me. But it is possible.
It is. If you plan ahead.
You got to plan ahead.
Yeah. Like, you know, if things that are important to your child, things that will make them feel like they're not really away from home. Because, well, first of all, making it exciting, like talking about the trip, you know, weeks ahead. Oh, and talking about what we're gonna do, and you know that. Then they look forward to it.
That's true.
You know, and they're excited about it. And then also, like, when my son was little, he had this little Nerf football that he took everywhere with him. I had to have that football.
We had football.
Yeah, as long as I had that football. Yeah, as long as I had that. Or it might be, you know, a stuffed toy or whatever, you know, whatever's going to, you know, make them feel comfortable. And
hey, Johnny's.
So when they get to the hotel room, it just, you know, feels like, you know, this is home. I got my...
Oh my gosh, yes. And you make a good point. It feels like home because your kids are going to be in and out. It's what I call it. They're in a new environment and out of their usual. So you have to do two things. Thing one, make sure that you have something familiar. Not just you.
Right.
You're familiar, yes. But having that Nerf ball, that's a great idea. Something that the kids will recognize.
And yeah, quick story. One year we went to the Virgin Islands. It was actually I was over the Christmas holidays, and I was trying to figure out how to do Santa because Ben was little, and trying to figure out how we were going to do Santa. Oh, and so I went to the local. They don't have Walmart down there, but they have Kmart, and I found
Kmart?
They have Kmart, and
I thought all the Kmart's are gone.
So I got all the toys that he wanted there. They had the toys, and I wrapped them, you know, when he was sleeping, you know, the night before.
The sacrifices.
And and I found this cute little tree. That was a little miniature Christmas tree and decorated and everything. And so his biggest concern was, well, how is Santa going to know I'm here? And I was like, well, Santa knows. He's going to know that, you know, he knows where all the kids are, even when they're on vacation. So the next day he woke up, there was presents under the tree, and it was
doing
just
your
like,
black girl magic.
Hey.
All right. Oh my gosh. Yes. So I tell you that, but that's a big deal.
It was.
And so that brings me to two. The second point: pack your patience because your kids are in and out. They're in a new environment, so they're out of their usual. They're going to have questions. They're going to be kind of confused about. Okay, we're on vacation. Does that mean I don't have to pick up my things now? Does that mean I can, you know, stay up extra late now? You know, little things.
Make them still have chores. You know, make them still do some things that they would do, but to keep the routine. You know.
Yeah, keeping that routine is so important. So we all know that as parents. But I guess I'm gonna go ahead and get to a stopping point because I know, like I said, I could talk all. I could talk all day about travel. The last thing on the Chatterbug that's an important issue for us as a people is understanding safe places for us to travel and how to take care of ourselves. And I'm talking about like health concerns, even beauty. One thing that comes up, hair.
Hair, yes.
Hair. hair.
How do we manage our hair when we travel?
Thank you. Because a lot of times, some of the places we go, let's be honest, I'm a beach girl. I love the water, and I'm not trying to hear I can't get in the ocean, and I can't dive, and I can't swim, and I can't do all of that. I'm not trying to hear that. I'm trying to get in the water. Yeah. And for me, I'm a naturalista, so if I go in the water, I'm going to have a power to the people fro soon after. And it's not, and I'm not, I mean, for those of you who are natural, you know, I am 4C. 4C. There's no 4A, there's no 4B. 4C. So I need to make sure that I'm taking care of that. And plus, I've got two daughters who are 15 and 13, and they have decided they've decided they want to be, you know, fashionistas, so they can't be out of order, and so they make sure they're looking nice too. So hair is an issue. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I you know, I have a son, so it's always easy for me. But I can imagine that having a daughter is, you know, really challenging and trying to figure out.
Our son is easy. I'm just like, his hair starts rolling like police, and I'm like, look, we cut it, and you're good to go.
And then you're good to go, right? Right. So, but yeah, protective styles, braids. You know, I always put some sort of creams on my hair before I get into, especially chlorine, right? You know, but even in the ocean, that salt, you've got to wash that salt out of your hair as soon as you get out. It's very drying. So, you know, but
then you can't be lazy about it either. No. On vacation, you like, I'm gonna get to it. I'm just gonna take this quick little nap. 5 hours later, you're like, oh, and your hair is all crunchy.
Right? Yeah, you don't want to do that. No,
and the kids are crunchy too. You're like, oh my god.
Yeah. But also hats are good, you know, because, you know, we can, because we don't think about getting sunburn as, you know, as darker complexion. Well, I'm a little light, on the light side, so I definitely burn. I've learned that. So, you know,
me too, girl. Oh my god.
I gotta wear that sunscreen, but you know, protecting your hair and your head from the sun is very important too. So hats, you know, definitely wear a hat. You know, once you're out of the water and you're laying on the beach, you know, if you don't have an umbrella, even if you do, just wear a hat.
And find some shade. Oh my gosh. And don't fall asleep. I remember my husband and I, we were in Cancun and went down there, and this was when we were younger and didn't understand about sunscreen. We fell asleep in a hammock. Ooh, girl. Yeah. I had... Imagine being on your honeymoon and my face was red. I had sunburned lips.
Oh no.
Trust me when I say that was not sexy.
Yeah,
that was not sexy.
That Mexican sun is hot too. Yeah, you can get burned and you don't even realize you're getting burned. So
and if it weren't for some of my our next door persons in the hotel, the resort we were staying at, we were like, look, they were white. They were like, ew, you look like you got a burn. I was like, yes, I don't know what to do. And she gave me some Tylenol. She gave me some aloe
gel.
And I was just like, everywhere.
Aloe gel is great. Keep it in the refrigerator too.
She kept it. It was cold. I was like, white girl, thank you. And she saved my life that day because it was awful. And you know, we came back all blistered,
peeling
blisters
for days,
and peeling for days. So, but that was because we didn't know. Yeah. Anyway, so I'm going to go ahead and shut up because I know I'm rambling and I take all the time. Yeah. And I wanted to give people who are watching an opportunity to ask a couple of questions if you have any questions for us.
Sure.
But I also wanted to let you know of some upcoming trips that we've got as a that might be of interest to you. I want to first of all say, and this is very, very, very important, this group is about education. And I think it's important for me to repeat this often because I don't want people to feel like they're inundated with people trying to sell you something, which is why I tell folk, look, if it's something related to travel, it's all good. But anything outside of that, kind of chill on that. Only because I want to respect the forum of giving people the opportunity to participate in the travel conversation.
Right.
So Anyway, with that being said, we do have a couple of trips coming up that might be of some interest to you. I do want to, first of all, remind you of an event that was made in Black Families Travel. It's our South Africa trip that's in 2020. It is family friendly because I'm trying to take my kiddos and my big head husband. So
yes, I'm trying to get my son who's just walking away, going back upstairs.
He's like, yes. So it is something that making mention of that. I think I really want people to understand traveling outside of the country, even going to places that people might think are exotic. You know, there are places you can go with your kids and you can do it very safely. We're going to have a meeting if you happen to be in the Raleigh-Durham area, which is where we are based out of, October 18th at Zwelly's, which is a wonderful restaurant. Even if you don't come to the meeting, you really need to go visit that location if you like oxtails.
Oxtails. Hello. Tuesdays, right?
Tuesdays.
Oxtails Tuesdays. Yes, definitely.
Those oxtails were like butter.
Yes.
And
meat falling off the bone. Okay.
And wings.
Very good. Yes.
Peri wings. Delicious wings.
Great lemonade too.
Great lemonade. And curry cabbage.
Yes.
So
anyway.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Can you tell I'm a little hungry?
Yeah, we're both hungry right now.
So anyway, like I was saying, that is going to be October 18th at 6:30 p.m. Everybody's welcome to attend. You'll be able to purchase food off the menu as you will, and hear a little bit about this trip that we've got coming in 2020, because some people were asking, so having a meeting about it was, I thought, the best way to do that. We also have another trip coming up in 2019. It is to Paris, the Riviera, and Rome. The Riviera being the French Riviera and the Italian Riviera. So you'll be able to see, I always tell people this. I know that, okay, I'm about to out myself as a nerd. If you like James Bond movies.
Yes.
Yeah. You know those places where he would go and he'd drive up in his Aston Martin. Yes, I know Aston Martins. When I grow up, I'm going to get one. He'd drive up in his Aston Martin to these beautiful casinos. We're going to be in those areas.
Oh, nice.
And in Italy, we'll be visiting Florence, see the Tower of Pisa, and also do a brief Capri cruise around the island of Capri. So it's nice. And again, this is family friendly. So it's important for people to know that. If you're interested in hearing more about that, you can private message either myself or Angie, and we can chatterbug with you.
Yeah, and there's payment plans.
Oh, yeah. Because we got kids.
We're all about payment plans and making things affordable and all of that. So,
yes, because we got kids. I don't know
about
y'all.
Yeah, we got kids and budgets and
bills.
Yeah.
And mortgage.
And yeah. Hello,
GMAC does not care about my life.
No, they don't.
They do not care about my life. All right, so we're gonna start here because, like I said, I know the football game is coming up. It's Carolina and
and the Cowboys.
And the Cowboys.
Yeah. So right. Boo on the Cowboys.
Boo on the Cowboys.
Sorry, Cowboy fans.
Sorry, Cowboy fans.
Rooting for the Panthers today.
So we got to root for the Carolina Panthers today.
So, but I just want to add anything that you want to, any topics that you want us to discuss on our next Facebook Live. Let us know. Put a message in the on the page for us, and let us know what you want to talk about or any questions, and we'll chat it out next time.
We'll chat it out.
Yeah.
Be sure also to share this video. We didn't want it to be too long, but I got run a mouth, so we didn't want it to be too long.
Good information. Let us know. Give us thumbs up if you liked it.
Yes, definitely give us a thumbs up if you liked it. Definitely share. Definitely ask us questions. We're here for you. This is free travel advice. You can't go wrong with free. So we are girls and we are tripping.
Yeah.
And I hope to definitely have you back.
Yes.
Love y'all.
Love you.
Bye.
Bye.